많은 분들이 키토 다이어트에 관심을 가지고 있지만 쉽게 뛰어들지는 못하는 것 같습니다. 시작하기 전에 드는 걱정이나 주저함은 충분히 이해합니다. 하지만 지식이 많아진다고 해서 키토 다이어트가 쉬워지는 건 아닙니다. 그러니 처음부터 고가의 코칭을 받거나 공부를 많이 할 필요는 없습니다. 켄 베리 박사는 여러분이 키토 다이어트를 당장 시작할 수 있는 7가지 팁에 대해 말합니다.
The ketogenic diet is the newest fad. No, wait. It's actually the oldest diet known to mankind. We've been eating this way for millions of years, and it's about time we get back to it. Number one is start now. Start right now. Start today. You don't have to prep for this. You don't have to study up for this necessarily. There's going to be a learning curve with the ketogenic diet, but that's okay. You can still start today. It's as simple as trying to eat as few carbs as possible and trying to eat as much fat as you can in a day. Okay? Don't worry about counting macros. Don't worry about buying a book. Just operate on those two principles starting today. Start right now. As soon as this video's over, it's really that simple. You can learn as you go along. The ketogenic diet is very forgiving, and so that's what makes it possible to do this.
키토 다이어트는 우리가 하는 일반적인 식사와 영양 구성이 많이 다릅니다. 그래서 이렇게 먹어도 정말 괜찮은 건가 하는 걱정에 더 많은 자료를 찾아보고 공부를 하게 되는데요. 그러다 보면 이 식단이 더욱 어렵게 느껴집니다. 그러나 뒤에서도 언급하겠지만 키토제닉 식단은 기본적으로 음식의 양이나 칼로리를 계산하지 않는 다이어트입니다. 따라서 복잡한 계산이나 공식이 필요 없습니다. 키토 다이어트 식단의 탄단지 비율은 1대 2대 7이지만 이걸 정확히 맞추기 위해 세부적으로 계산할 필요는 없습니다. 많은 양의 지방과 적당한 단백질, 그리고 탄수화물을 최소한으로 줄이면 됩니다. 음식은 가공되지 않은 자연식품 위주로 선택합니다. 이것이 키토 다이어트를 시작할 때 여러분이 알아야 할 전부입니다.
Number two is you're going to need to eat more salt. Okay? Salt has been demonized in Western medicine for 50, 60, 70 years now. There's absolutely no research and no science that backs this up. You can eat as much salt as you'd like. There's research that shows that if you just let people eat as much salt a day as they want to, they average out somewhere between 3 and 6 grams a day. And that's probably the healthy amount of salt you need. When you start a ketogenic diet, it is one of the most anti-inflammatory diets that there is on the planet. Okay, so if you have any inflammation in your gut, if you have inflammation in your joints, if you have inflammation in your skin, that inflammation is going to get better. And inflammation causes swelling, right? And so when swelling gets better, the water that caused the swelling, that's what goes to the tissues and makes them swell up. That water has to go somewhere, and you're just going to pee that out. It's called diuresis. And so most people notice on the ketogenic diet, their face starts getting slimmer, and they lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds within the first week or two. That's not fat loss. I'm sorry. That's water loss. But that's still a good thing because that means that you are improving the inflammation all over your body. But as that water leaves your body, it takes salt with it. And so you can, this is part of the reason people have the keto flu, they have cramps, they have other things when they're doing the ketogenic diet, is because they're still afraid of salt. Stop being afraid of salt. It is your friend. It is not your enemy. Okay, number 3 is get rid of the temptations in your house. And I know if you are part of a large family, that may be troublesome to throw away all the chips and all the crackers and all the bread. Also, if funds are limited, if you're on a limited budget, that may hurt a lot. And so refer back to number 1, start now. The ketogenic diet is very forgiving, and therefore, if you can't throw everything away, it's not the end of the world, but it sure makes it easier when you're having a bad day emotionally and you want to reach for that comfort food if it's not there. If you have to get in your vehicle and drive all the way to the grocery to get it, you're not going to do that. But if it's right there in the cupboard, you might just grab it. So if it's financially and socially feasible, clean out your fridge and clean out your cabinets. That makes it so much easier to stick to this diet.
키토 다이어트를 하기 위해서는 여러분이 즐겨 먹던 음식에서 멀어져야 합니다. 비정기적으로 가끔 먹는 것은 큰 문제가 되지 않지만 주말마다 짜파게티 요리사가 되면 안 됩니다. 저는 어떤 음식이 키토 다이어트에 맞지 않다고 해서 완전히 끊는 것은 그다지 좋은 접근법이 아니라고 생각합니다. 그런 생각은 더 큰 갈망으로 이어지고 언젠가는 반드시 안 좋은 방향으로 폭발할 것입니다. 그러니 여러분이 좋아하는 음식을 끊기보다는 먹는 횟수를 제한하세요. 예를 들어 매일 점심으로 햄버거를 먹었다면 일주일에 한 번만 먹는 식으로요. 키토 다이어트를 하면서 몸이 개선되고 좋아지는 걸 느낀다면 그런 음식을 먹는 빈도수가 자연스럽게 줄어들 것입니다.
Number 4, eat until you're full. The ketogenic diet has nothing to do with decreasing your calorie intake. It has nothing to do with decreasing your portion size. That's the old way of thinking, okay? That's the old way of thinking that basically for the last 50 years has caused the obesity epidemic. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So stop cutting down on your portion size. Stop not going back for seconds. Stop worrying about your calorie counts. All those things are irrelevant and have nothing to do with this. When you eat enough fat, you're going to trigger the satiation hormones in your brain and in your gut that tell you, hey, dude, you're full, stop eating. And when that happens, you're done. You can't eat more fat. Unlike if you have a huge family-sized bag of Doritos, you can eat the whole bag, and you don't ever get that hormonal trigger saying, stop that, you're full. So when you eat enough fat on this diet, you're going to be full. So don't worry about portions. Don't worry about any of that. Just drastically cut the carbs and increase the fat consumption, and this diet's going to work for you. Next is
대부분의 사람들이 체중 감량을 목적으로 키토제닉 식단을 시작합니다. 그래서 처음에는 살이 찔 것만 같은 지방이나 단백질보다 야채로 배를 채우려는 경향이 있습니다. 일반적인 이미지로는 야채가 살도 안 찌고 건강에도 좋을 것 같아 거부감이 없기 때문입니다. 하지만 과도한 야채 섭취는 배에 가스가 차거나 영양소의 흡수를 방해하는 등의 악영향을 줄 수도 있습니다. 키토 다이어트에서 메인 음식은 야채가 아닌 고기나 해산물이 되어야 합니다. 이런 음식들을 걱정하지 말고 즐기세요. 키토제닉 식단을 할 때 간혹 몸에 좋지 않은 반응이 나타나는 경우도 있습니다. 저의 경우는 지방 섭취를 늘리기 위해 정제된 지방, 즉 MCT 오일이나 올리브 오일을 단독으로 먹었을 때 속쓰림이나 설사 같은 증상이 있었습니다. 그래서 현재 저는 자연적인 음식으로만 지방을 섭취하려고 합니다. 기름진 고기나 생선 같은 동물성 음식을 통해서요. 이런 몸의 반응은 사람마다 다르고 예측이 어렵기 때문에 스스로 식단을 조정해 나가는 것이 필요합니다. 하지만 몸에 안 좋은 반응이 나타났다고 해서 키토는 나랑 맞지 않아 라는 생각을 갖지는 마세요. 모든 변화에는 적응 기간이 필요하며 키토 다이어트도 마찬가지입니다.
your initial weight loss is fluid loss. It's not fat loss. So I've had patients be like, "Oh, I lost 15 pounds on the ketogenic diet in 2 weeks, and so I just quit because I'd reached my goal." No. First of all, the ketogenic diet is not a diet. It really should be called the ketogenic lifestyle, because this is the way human beings are supposed to eat. This is the way I want you to eat for the rest of your life. Okay? This is not a short-term diet. If you lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds in the first week or two, you haven't lost any fat, maybe a pound, but that was water loss. You haven't reached any goal whatsoever in the first week or two with a ketogenic diet/lifestyle. So don't let that trick you. Remember, we talked about how the ketogenic diet is the most anti-inflammatory diet on the planet. And so you're going to have less swelling in your face. You're going to have less swelling in your gut, less swelling in your joints. Swelling is caused by cells taking up extra water. When you get rid of that water, you're going to pee off the water, right? And so that weight loss is water loss, not fat loss. So don't be tricked by the initial weight loss. Next is learn to eat new things. And I seem to have more trouble with my male patients on this than my female patients. I understand you're used to eating chicken nuggets and ketchup, and that's your go-to, and that's what you eat every meal. Okay, that's dumb. Stop that, okay? Part of being a mature grown-up, part of being a man, part of being a woman is loving to try new things, okay? And so if you don't love to try new things, you need to get over that. It's not going to help you on the ketogenic diet. You need to take a trip to the grocery and just walk around the produce section. And you need to look around. And you need to find 1 or 2 or 3 new ketogenic vegetables that you've never tried and try them. Remember, you can salt them as much as you want. You can use as many spices and herbs and pepper as you want, because those things are ketogenic. They don't mess up your insulin level. They don't mess up your fast. They don't mess up your diet. You've got to try new veggies, okay? You've got to go to the meat section and you've got to look around and try new cuts of meat, new kinds of meat you've never tried before. There is new research just out that shows that the human palate is retrainable. It's absolutely proven that you can learn to like new foods. So if you're a chicken strip and ketchup guy, dude, stop that, okay? You sound like a 12-year-old. Get out there and try some new foods. I promise you'll like some of them, okay? I hope I didn't make you mad, but if I did, you probably needed to hear it anyway.
매 끼니마다 새로운 시도를 할 필요는 없습니다. 결국 자연스럽게 자신의 입맛에 맞는 식재료들로 정착을 하게 될 것입니다. 우리나라에서는 계절마다 새로운 제철 채소들을 먹을 수 있습니다. 육류의 종류는 제한적이지만 특수 부위부터 곱창 같은 내장류까지 버리는 것 없이 거의 모든 부위를 먹습니다. 지역적인 특성상 해산물의 종류도 다양합니다. 외식 메뉴는 제한적이지만 식재료를 직접 구입할 경우 의외로 키토 다이어트를 하기에 유리한 점도 있는 것 같습니다. 이런 식재료는 색다른 식감과 맛으로 우리의 미각을 충족시키며 여러 영양소를 얻을 수 있다는 장점이 있습니다. 하지만 단점도 있는데 수요가 많지 않기 때문에 무농약, 무항생제와 같은 인증이 없는 경우가 많습니다. 예를 들어 우리가 흔히 먹는 계란은 좋은 환경에서 자란 달기 낳은 무항생제 계란을 쉽게 구입할 수 있지만 소 간이나 머릿고기 또는 제철 나물은 농약이나 사육 환경에 대한 인증을 받은 제품을 구입하기 어렵습니다. 어쨌든 탄수화물을 제한하기 시작하면 굉장히 제한된 느낌을 받기 때문에 다양한 음식을 접해보시고 또 이런 과정을 즐기시기 바랍니다.
Now, number 7 is if you cheat, if you mess up, if you do grab that family-sized bag of Doritos, what do? Most people's impulse is to just quit, give up. Or for the rest of the day, well, I already did that, I'll just eat crap the rest of the day. Another subset of people say, oh my God, I just ate the whole bag of Doritos. I'm going to go run 10 miles and then go to the gym and work out, and then I'm not going to eat another thing for the rest of the day. All those are understandable reactions, but they're inappropriate. You don't have to do any of that. Just act like it never happened, okay? Just pick right back up where you left off. The ketogenic diet is one of the most forgiving diets that you've ever tried. If you just pick right back up where you left off, it'll be almost like nothing happens. Now, this is not giving you a license to cheat. This is just saying if and when you do cheat, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like a failure. Just remember the ketogenic diet is mirroring the diet that our ancestors used to eat hundreds of thousands of years ago. And so once every year or two, they would find a honey tree, right, where bees had honey. What do you think they did? They ate all of it. Right? And they would lay around in a sugar coma for days around the base of the tree until they finally burned all the carbs off. Then they'd get up and go about their business. Or once a year, if you were outside the tropics of Capricorn to Cancer, fruit gets ripe in the fall, right? And so that's why it's called the fall. The fruit falls, and you eat all that fruit and gain 5 pounds right before the winter. That happens once a year, though, right? And so it's okay to cheat every now and then. That's not a big deal because our ancestors did it every chance they got. If you had given them sugar and carbs every day, they would have eaten them every day and they would be fat just like we are. But they didn't have access to that. They found the honey tree once every year or two. They found the fall fruit once a year. And for the rest of the year, they ate the ketogenic diet. Okay, and that's why they were all healthy, lean, and looked great in a bikini or a Speedo. I don't think they had those back then, but you know what I mean. Oh, I've got a couple of bonus ketogenic tips. First is working out does not make it okay to cheat. A lot of people, because a lot of times the calorie counts, refer back to calories being meaningless. The calorie count on the treadmill or on the Stairmaster is like you work out really hard. Oh, I burned so many hundreds of calories. First of all, 99% of the time, those counters are wrong. Yeah, no, that does not give you the right to have a cookie. You haven't earned the pleasure of eating half of the cherry pie. That's not how it works. Working out is great if you want to gain muscle, but working out, as shown in multiple studies, is a terrible way to lose weight. The calorie counting game does not work. The calorie deficit game does not work. We've been trying that for 50 years and we all just got fat doing it. Work out if you want to gain muscle. Work out if you want to keep your brain healthy and actually put off dementia. Working out is great for your body in hundreds of ways, but it does not help you lose weight, and it does not give you the right to eat a cheat meal. That's not how it works. My last bonus tip is consider blending intermittent fasting with your ketogenic diet. The two together, I've seen better weight loss and health improvement results in the patients in my clinic than any other diet I've ever seen or recommended in my entire professional career. When you blend the ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting, you compound the benefits, you multiply the benefits. They're not just additive. They're synergistic. They work so hand in hand. And it also is kind of effortless to fast if you're on a ketogenic diet because the fat keeps you full. right?
켄베리 박사는 다른 영상에서 탄수화물 위주의 식단을 할 경우 간헐적 단식이 거의 불가능하다고까지 말합니다. 아무리 잡곡이나 현미밥이라 해도 결국 곡물을 먹으면 어느 정도 혈당에 오르내림이 생기는데요. 이때 참기 힘든 허기가 찾아오기 때문입니다. 제이슨 펑 박사도 식단에 관해 구체적인 방법을 제시하진 않지만 저탄수화물 식단을 권장하고 있습니다. 키토 다이어트에 있어 간헐적 단식은 너무나도 자연스러운 것입니다. 인슐린을 자극하지 않아 극심한 배고픔이 느껴지지도 않고 단백질과 지방이 풍부한 자연식품은 포만감을 오래 유지하기 때문입니다. 제가 드리고 싶은 한 가지 팁은 하루에 한 끼만 키토제닉 식단을 해보는 것입니다. 일단 탄수화물이 없는 한 끼를 준비해서 먹어보고 나머지 끼니는 자유롭게 드세요. 이렇게 하면 그 어떤 음식도 끊을 필요가 없기 때문에 거부감 없이 시작할 수 있을 것입니다. 주저하다 보면 시도조차 안 하게 될 가능성이 더 커집니다. 완벽하게 시작하려 하지 말고 그냥 가볍게 한 끼만 실행에 옮겨보세요. 그 경험이 여러분의 인생을 크게 바꿔놓을지도 모릅니다. 이상한 다이어트였습니다.